I'm about to tell you or explain to you how all the star rotations work, and if you can understand that, you start to understand the toroidal field of Earth and why there is no South Pole. You can never get to a South Pole. So here we go. For all those who haven't seen any of my videos before, this is the flat Earth design. There's no sphere, as you've all thought, in flat Earth theory. It's a flux. Earth is just like a magnet. Science tells us that. It's a flux like this. Might curve up a little bit here like this. But as I've said in the past, the northern hemisphere sky is flat. South Arctic, north in the centre here. That's what Earth looks like looking down on it. Small central northern hemisphere stretched out for the southern hemisphere. This is the tropics. This turning is due to a central vortex that comes out of the centre Arctic. That turns, and these lines will represent the magnetic fields that come out of the toroidal field, forever moving out. Forever moving out of the centre, right? Then we have an equator in the southern field. Look how big the southern field is out there compared to the central area. This turning here, magnetic field, is broken with a tropical gap. And this field in here is parabolically mirrored to this field out here. This central field here is this around Polaris. Straight up from centre north. What's in here is reflected up here to the night sky. It's flat in the northern hemisphere. The sun is Polaris. It goes around, the sun moves around the black hole. Polaris moves in a small circle. So does Sigma Octantis. Because this image here, up in this night sky, is a parabolic reflection out here, which gives you the vertical southern field, or it looks vertical. It's parabolic due to this curved. Look up curved mirrors. Okay, so southern field, the northern field, the tropics. This turns, all this field is turning all the time, marrying this field in here. They move together. There's forever rotations out here. So no matter where you are on the flat Earth, you're on a meridian. North to south. You will always see a southern rotation. He will see one. He will see one. That's how it works, like this. The only people who don't see one are the people during the day. So at night time, you'll all see one. As this turns, the stars will turn in here. So he won't get the same image at the same time he's getting, because the stars have rotated from him a little bit more as they've turned. As they've turned with this field there. But they're all the same stars, just widely dispersed, stretched out a lot further. So there's Polaris on the central hemisphere of Earth. From the tropics to the centre Arctic. Tropic of Cancer, all the way around there. This represents the Tropic of Capricorn. These points out here. You've got the tropical gap. I could have made it bigger, but I haven't. So you've got this rotation, and these rotations forever moving. They're all over the place. Just imagine millions of these circles all the way around here. You don't see that half during the day, of course, but they're all here. So, if somebody was in the Arctic, or say England, and decided to travel south, if he doesn't do it at the same time of day, might even change during the month, he's not going to find his way to the same point he travelled last time out south. But that's the original image, the northern hemisphere. This is all parabolically projected, so that's probably not too hard to follow that field in there. But once you get out to the southern field, where it's a lot more dispersed, if you travel from somewhere in the tropics here and you head south, and you found, say you found an island here, you've come from there, you found this island, you keep going south. Well, if he does it on another day at another time, this field might have moved. Or he left it a different place, this field would have moved more west. Because you've got all these different magnetic fields, you see, and your compass follows the magnetic field. So which one are you following? Which field? But you're always heading south because you're always on one meridian from north to south. You will always get a star rotation, a southern hemisphere star rotation, no matter where you are on the flat earth. Now what's happening here is the fields are always moving west. So you're always moving west. But you get to a certain point, your compass goes haywire because you're following the magnetic field laterally across the earth in this curving formation to here. But right out south at 90 degrees, the magnetic field comes up this way. So your compass is going haywire. It's not working. It can't be flat and vertical at the same time. But man can only go so far. He cannot go 90 degrees south. At say 80, somewhere around there, things just start going wrong because you just keep heading west. You're forever heading west. So if you set up from here and head south, you end up here west, you're going to keep wandering west. This guy sits out here, he's going to get so far, he's going to keep wandering west. There is no southern pole. One pole. The southern pole, to you, is the opposite to north. You're always chasing the dead opposite to north. Because there's always a north-south in your arc of horizon, your meridian, over you. Okay? Let's read all the stuff here. To travel south from the Tropic of Capricorn, you are continuously moving in a curved westerly path to find your south. But you will never ever find south. You are only heading in the opposite end of the central north toroidal field. Because all the energy is coming out of here in the toroidal field. It's all coming out, spiraling out. And it heads this way, south. And because you're getting two rotations like this, lining up, no matter where you are around Earth, you've always got a southern and a northern direction. Okay? You will never reach a south, it is always moving west. You can only get so far south, then your compass starts going haywire. And man can only travel so far southward inside Earth's toroidal field. Because at a certain point, you travel out south across the Earth, because the Earth is the flat plane of inertia, and then you get to here, the field starts coming back up this way. But I don't think you can actually get to the point. But if you did, your magnet, your compass is no good. Horizontal 1 second, heading upward the next. And this is why, well, you get to a point you do get your vertical rise, because back in the day they had what they call dip compasses. And they both dipped there at the north and there in the south. But literature, you go online, they don't want to tell you that. They'll just talk about one that dips. And then they'll wander off to avoid stating the fact that they both dip. They're both the same. Now, if it's dipping, what's the other end doing? Obviously it's sticking up. So that's the way that the dip compass work. But the compass normally follows the direction of the magnetic field, doesn't it? Well, we're told it is. It could be the opposite, doesn't matter. But this is the way the magnetic field goes. From the tropics to the north. Because it comes up this way, goes down, goes back, goes this way. The field comes up, goes down, then goes that way. Only that gap there will give you a direct north and south on a compass. Otherwise, this field is pointing that way. You get on this side, the field is pointing that way. The compass needs to be sitting flat. What happens to your needle at this point? It's no longer flat, the field's going this way. You're not going to get a correct reading. It's going to go all over the place. So south isn't a place. It is just the southern end of your meridian, 90 degrees to zenith of your arc of horizon, opposite your north. Your arc of horizon, you are there. That's your location on Earth. Everything comes back to you. This is relativity. Your location relative to you is always on a meridian, north to south. You have to know your coordinate, your zenith, to your arc of horizon to then seek another position, because everything is dependent on your location at that precise time. No one else's. It's all about you. This is why we have the app, Stellarium. It's always a dome over you, your position. Then everything's calculated from there. So no matter where you are on Earth, you get your spot, then everything's calculated from you. No matter where you are on Earth, you are center of the universe. Just like the Earth is a central point, toroidal field comes out of the center. We all come from there. So no matter where you are around here, you are basically a fractal of this. Everything evolves around you. You are the center of the universe. This is how you find your directions or coordinates. When a troll, a globie, scientist tells you there is no south pole on a flat Earth, he knows. So you just respond back and say, oh, so you know Earth's flat. Because those are the people who know. There's no south pole. There is only a south pole in their GPS system. A mirrored north pole. And that's where it gets tricky to explain. It's their GPS system is like this. Get to there and then they just do an opposite, a mirrored image back here. But once again, that all depends on where you are around the Earth. It's all relative to you. So this thing here will be wherever you are. It's just the way our world works. You will have this system. What's this? Oh. GPS is just a northern hemisphere grid system, mirrored for the southern hemisphere, relative to you. You get this? So this rotation is forever moving west, always moving west. You see it's moving, so you got Polaris there, the small circles they do, small circle, small circle. Only the central point here will be equal distance from there all the way around here. Otherwise, the stars out here, as they move this way, they're turning. So they're swinging out. They swing out and then come back in and then go out again. It creates a cardinoid shape. So you put any stars in a circle like that and wind that circle around another circle like this, it starts making cardinoids. Check out the YouTube channels, those cardinoids. It's describing exactly what's happening here. And that's how the night sky works. That's how the star, you have a star right here, that will wind in. It starts coming in. And then the next night it's come back out to the exact same place. The next night. Only 4 minutes difference. So this is always turning that way. Have I done this right? No. But that's turning that way. I haven't drawn that right. So that's evolving that way. This will it's going like that. It's going like that. So those arrows are wrong. So sorry. That goes that way. Goes that way. So it's that would be me looking from the southern hemisphere. If I took that straight up over my head, it's me in the southern hemisphere, isn't it? Yeah, like that, and the southern going around like if I look that way. So picture all these stars turning like that, all the way around like that, creating the cardanoid. Now, so basically, this is why they must have all been getting lost out here if they followed the same route. If they left from the same place at a different time of the day maybe, they won't catch a different flow, because your compass is always following this curving magnetic field. So you get out here and you're always swinging west. Everybody is swinging west, swinging west, swinging west. So this guy, he'd just keep going around like this to try and find his south. Isn't that what Captain Cook did? Yeah. That's it, guys. Understanding how the night sky works. The parabolic image, 180 degrees offset. So whatever's here will be on this side. Whatever's over there will be seen on this side, in our southern hemisphere. So I'm always drawing from a southern hemisphere perspective, so you have to try and think what it would look like from the north. Okay? Understanding your arc of horizon. Your zenith, 90 degrees to your arc. You are the centre of the universe. You are on at the centre of all these meridians. And you've always got a system like this. It will take you back to the north, it will take you to the south. But in reality, it doesn't look like that, because that's direct north, that's direct south, but there's nothing direct. So if you're down here, get a red pen. If you're down here, north's not up there, it's not even here, it's here. It's that way, isn't it? But you're going to slowly get round here. This is a deviation. That's why we have to make adjustments all the time. So this is the video is about trying to explain why things happen out south, and how. It's all relative to the observer. You are the centre of the universe. It all comes back to you. Knowing where you are, then calculate everything from there. And it'll all come back to a certain spot. So, Antarctica, a place on Antarctica will just be a point in their grid system, their GPS grid system. But their system somehow involves this, just a mirrored image, because they can understand the north, and this is just mirrored out this way.